application for benefits, which otherwise would have made her ineligible for them. The Woonsocket School Committee meeting scheduled for tonight, Wednesday the 12th, has been postponed 24 hours due to a clerical error. They've rescheduled the meeting, and it will take place tomorrow, Thursday, August 13th, same time, and will be conducted over the Zoom appliances from their respective residences. Closed session will begin promptly at 6:30. Open session will begin promptly at 7 p.m. Now, due to scheduling conflicts with the new meeting date and time, ON Radio's broadcast of the school committee meeting will be delayed an additional 24 hours to Friday at 7 p.m. A group of parents is planning a rally at the Massachusetts State House today. The group, called Bring Kids Back Mass, wants kids back in the classroom as opposed to remote learning. There are about 1,000 members in this group. The rally is scheduled for 3:30 this afternoon. Worcester restaurant owners are hoping for more outdoor dining availability. So far, the city has suspended fees and off-street parking requirements to convert outdoor spaces into dining areas for restaurants hard hit by the pandemic's financial implications. The temporary permits do that, but expire in November. A virtual forum was held by the License Commission yesterday, and many supporting the extension on the permits and an expansion of the program. City officials will review and make decisions closer to the fall. Tufts University is planning to welcome back all its students on campus on September 8th. But the mayors of their respective communities of Medford and Somerville, Massachusetts, are asking the school to reconsider. They sent a letter to the president of Tufts University expressing serious concern. They're asking the school Good morning, and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Well, we couldn't play Walk of Life twice. That would be silly. So we're gonna play Coffee Ann once. So good morning, everyone. It's time for Coffee Ann on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM. I'm Joe Callahan. There's Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union. Hi, Tim.
Greetings, all.
And Paul Willett from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
And joining us on the phone, Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Communities. Hi, how are you?
Morning, Melissa.
Oh, hi, guys.
Did you like the job we did cleaning up the twigs from last week?
Oh, yeah, it's funny. I think you missed a few spots.
Oh, well, Tim was going to take care of it.
Well, it got windy again, so... You know.
I needed more coffee.
We needed more coffee. You're right. All right, Melissa, time for first message from the villa at St. Antoine, the St. Antoine Communities.
Yeah, so we are located in North Smithfield at the corner of 400 Mendon and 10. On our campus, we have 2 buildings, and we offer 4 levels of care. We have assisted living, rehabilitative services, secured memory care, and long-term skilled nursing support. In the first building on our property, which is the Villa, it's our assisted living. It's our 76-apartment facility. We offer traditional assisted living apartments in 3 styles, studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, as well as an 8-resident memory care unit. And in the other building on our property, which is the residence, that's our 260-bed skilled long-term and short-term rehab facility. Inside that facility, we showcase our state-of-the-art Easy Street Rehab Center, our secured memory care unit, and our private hospice suite. I know that these are kind of challenging times to welcome you to come on up and come inside our facility, but I definitely encourage you to reach out to me. I'd be happy to kind of walk through your options over the phone and at least show you a virtual tour, which we've now put together. I can email that out to those that are interested. So I encourage you to reach out, 767-3500, or email me at msmith@stantoine.net.
Thanks, Melissa. Nicely done. And we'll be up to pick up more twigs later, I guess.
to deliver that message and not have Tim try to pitch it for me. But
All right. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240 or email them in to coffee@onsockeradio.com. Well, one of the bigger stories from yesterday is the game that didn't happen. And the Boston Bruins did not play last night.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens when everybody plays in one city. Things like this may happen, and one game may go into overtime.
Yeah, 5 overtimes?
5 overtimes.
Wow.
4th longest game in NHL history.
Wow.
so they look so tired.
They did look tired, and as a person that has played the fine game of hockey, I said, "This is how you can." And I'm telling my wife, I said, "This is how you can tell that it's starting to get really tired." Most of the guys, they're bent over and they're just sticking the stick out. Just please, just do something. If I throw my stick out over here, maybe the puck will jump off it and something good will happen. I said, "That's how you can tell they're really tired."
There's only so much gas in the tank.
That's right. And you got your 2-minute resting on the bench, but it's not enough, and you got the 10 minutes in between periods, but it's still not enough.
Yeah.
And they were just gassed. But something's going to happen. And I don't know. Did you see how the winning score was scored?
Nope.
Winning goal. One of the guys for Columbus, one of the defensemen, took the puck off the face, and he and kind of hard, and he was down holding his face, which left a clear shooting lane for Tampa Bay, and the guy came roaring in and smashed it as hard as he could, which wasn't that hard, but it did rise up, and the goalie couldn't get it to the stick side, and it went in the net.
Wow.
So if the guy did not get hit in the face with the puck, they may still be playing.
Oh, jeez.
Something like he made 90-something saves.
Yes.
And I thought, oh my God.
Almost 90, in a losing effort.
That's so sad at the end of all those saves that you end up losing with a...
It is. It's tough.
So, like baseball, the game just could go on forever?
It's because it's the playoffs. Normally, if it was a regular season,
they go shootout, right?
We go for one period of overtime. All right, let's go to the shootout. But it's playoffs. There's no shootouts.
Wow.
And each overtime is 20 minutes.
Ooh.
Same as a regular period.
They
played 2 2/3 games last night.
Wow. They may look at that in the future. I mean, for something like this, to just have the shootouts for playoffs, because that is a little crazy. It was almost like the longest baseball game in
It is, but your hockey purists will not want the game to end in a shootout. They just will not. It's the playoffs. I mean, keep playing till everybody drops.
Hockey's one of those things. When you were a little kid, you thought you were sliding down a big hill, and then as an adult, you go back and it's
tiny little mound at the end hill.
Hockey is one where I remember we had a networking at night event at Lynch Arena in Pawtucket, and as a kid, I used to play hockey. I was in an intramural league when I became an adult and played at Mountain at 4:00 in the morning. But as you get older, things look different, and so I walked into Lynch Arena, which was the first time I had actually been on the ice surface for many years, and I looked like, wow, this looks huge. I mean, to sprint across that back and forth would be a little painful.
It's funny when I played hockey for a number of years, from the time I was like 8 till I was about 15, and then was away from it for a long, long time, and then my son wanted to play, and boy, as soon as you walked into the locker room, that smell is so distinct.
It is.
That is so hockey.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
They should capture it in a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's I don't think women are going to wear it as behind the ears.
Eau de toilette.
That's right.
Literally.
All right, Tim, we got a message in for you. Hey, Joe, let Tim know that my son is very happy that Navigant is doing well, and they fixed their fence in Cumberland. Remember we had that message a few months back, and oh my God,
I think the DOT
little boy
did that for us,
was
but
really
that's excellent.
Upset
that's right.
Are they going to be okay at Navigant because the fence is down?
The fence is up.
But the fence is up,
and the sprinkler systems, I think, are working.
Okay, good.
I think they're done their project, so we're pretty happy about that, and all the trees survived, so it's good. Thank you for reminding us. That's a very good point.
It's always amazing, especially at that age, 4, 5, how kids think as opposed to adults think, and he's extremely concerned that the fence is the whole operation at the credit union.
Sometimes it feels like that. It's stay away. It's a beautiful fence, though. It's a nice, was it not stockade? Yeah, picket. What do they call that? Rail.
chain
rail.
link. I don't know.
Post and rail. It's post and rail fence. Very nice. And then they just kind of came in and whacked it and knocked it down. And it's just funny that, like you said, that what young people might see.
Yeah.
And it's just they're used to seeing a fence and the building and the trees.
And then everything is
something's
normal.
different.
Something's wrong.
Something's not right. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad we were able to fix it.
All right. It reminds back to hockey for one more second. Brought my son to his first Providence Bruins game. He must have been 5 or 6 or so. And are you enjoying yourself? Yeah, it's fast and enjoyable. You want to play this game? No, I don't think so. Well, that was an odd answer. I wasn't expecting that. So I waited to the second period. You still like it? Yeah, it's great. You want to play? No. Oh, Well, that's really strange. And I waited to the third period. I finally asked him again. He still said no. And I finally said, why don't you want to play this game? And, it's the way 4- and 5-year-olds think.
Yeah.
Dad, if I go out there and play with those guys, I'm going to get hurt. Okay.
Good point.
Excellent point. How about
you said this game.
That's right. I know, and I was wrong. I said, how about you play with kids your own age? Oh, there's a great idea. All right, I'll do that. That sounds like fun.
Try that one.
You got a story like that, Melissa, with your kids? You just don't understand how they just think differently than us?
They do. I'm sorry, I stepped out of the office for a minute and I just came back in.
Oh, okay.
I got pulled out, so I totally missed what the story was about, and I'm embarrassed to tell you that.
Well, the story was I brought my son to a Providence Bruins game when he was 5. I asked him if he wanted to play, and he said no. And I finally asked him why he didn't want to play, and he said if he went out there on the ice with those big guys, he'd get hurt. And I said, how about you play with kids your own age? Oh, okay, that'll be a good time. So I don't know if you have a similar story with your kids where they just think differently than adults.
They do. You know what? From day one, our kids were sort of tomboys. So in terms of like the challenge of any challenge we presented them with in terms of sports, like going out there and participating, they were all for it. So I can't quite relate to that example or any kind of comical moment, but I think your story is quite humorous. Actually, it's adorable.
You just never know what they're thinking.
You never know.
We did get a note written in, coffee@OneSocketRadio.com. The Lightning had 88 shots last night. The Blue Jackets had 63. Oh. That's a total of 151 shots.
Oh, my God.
And only 5 goals were scored. So, wow.
But they were on at 11 today, right? That's the Bruins.
Yes, the Bruins. They will play at 11 this morning in Toronto, and I saw a lot of little quick things on Facebook and Twitter last night that said, "Don't bother me. I have a meeting that starts at 11 tomorrow. It's going to last about 2.5 hours."
You wonder how
at least you hope it's 2.5 hours. Apparently last night it could last longer.
How productive the fans are going to be today.
Home, right? Everyone's going to be able to tune in and multitask.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have it for you here on the radio starting at 11, 10:30 with the pregame show. So, but what last night I was going back and forth between the Bruins and the Red Sox and another disaster in Boston. But then I was going back between the Blue Jacket game and the Lightning game because now I want to see who's going to win.
Yeah.
When you're in your third overtime, fourth overtime, fifth overtime, now you want to see who wins this thing.
Who has the stamina to take
who
it to
can
the
make
end.
it? And that was fun to watch. It's too bad the fans couldn't be there to see that. And,
no.
What time did it really end, Joe? What was the end time of the game?
It ended at 9:30.
Did they even start the Bruins game? They
no.
didn't. No, they didn't start it.
No. Around 9 o'clock last night, the NHL decided, okay, the Bruins and the Carolina Hurricanes game is not even going to. We're not even going to attempt it tonight.
Yeah.
So they knew well before the game ended that okay, go back to your hotels and we'll do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Because it would have been another hour and a half.
Really?
Before they would have been able to start that game. So the game ends at 9:30. We're looking at earliest 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
Them starting.
I wonder if that throws off your rhythm. I mean, you're in the mood.
So,
you're in the moment. We're going to play hockey, and then bang, the first 2.5 hours of your delay happens, and it's like, okay, well, I guess we'll just start later. And now all of a sudden you're playing after breakfast, which is something that they probably don't ever really do.
Yeah. But
No,
I'm
not
sure.
normally.
I mean, it's probably no different than if you have a rain delay in baseball or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played in a golf tournament on Monday, the Rock and Jock tournament down in Warwick, and there were 2 groups, 2 foursomes on every hole in a shotgun start.
Really?
So the tournament was full
Yeah.
of people. I mean, they did a nice job kind of trying to socially distance everybody, but it was still full. On the turn, after between 9 and 10, they had some contest on 9, which allowed everybody to quickly get through 9. There had to be 6 or 7 groups of 4 waiting to tee off on the 10th.
Yeah.
It took 6.5 hours to play golf.
Oh my God, that's poor.
What happens? So we were playing great the first 9. I would birdie and everything, right? We get to the back 9 after waiting for basically 45 minutes to tee off.
You're out of the zone.
Totally out of rhythm. We're bogeying and
that's not. I mean, that's poor planning.
It was a hot day, right?
Oh, it was brutal.
Tough day of golf.
It was a tough day to golf. Nice tournament.
We feel so bad for you too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Charity tournament, everybody. Just so let's get that straight.
The last couple Mondays, if I recall, Tim, you've had tournaments, and I think you're coming to ours on Monday.
I think I'm playing in yours on Monday.
Not a bad stretch for you at all.
This gig's working out.
I mean, the long range forecast. Of course, you can't believe what's going to happen in an hour, but Monday looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yay, Melissa.
Partly sunny.
Yay, us. I know. Actually,
Melissa and Natalie were working on the weather.
I know, right? Well, compared to last year, I don't think you were at the tournament last year. Oh, my gosh, we had a horrific storm roll in. I want to say it was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think there was still a few holes left, and it was awful. It went from 0 to 100 in maybe 5 minutes' time. And I think tents popped up off the ground. Like, equipment was flying everywhere. Golfers were scurrying to get into the clubhouse. It was awful.
Wow.
So
it cleared off, and there was a nice, beautiful, I think, rainbow at the end, actually, which was very nice, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping we do not have that same occurrence this year. But I wanted to just survey you with the tournaments that you went to this week and last week. Did they have a sit-down dinner at the end of it?
Nope.
Oh,
nope. The one that we had actually was outside in the parking lot with a few chairs. Everybody was separated. The host, Steve Smith, got up at the front underneath his tent. All the raffle prizes were picked out, so the numbers were on the board. You just went and talked to the person. This is my number. They sent you to get the prize. They went through the things really quick. They apologized for not having dinner, but it's just hard to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Melissa, I think Kirkbride, from what we've been told, that in our tournament is September 15th. We were told we could have a sit-down dinner. It wasn't going to be a buffet because we usually have carving stations. But now we're being told that it's going to be a steak dinner to go.
Yeah, that is what we're, not to spoil the surprise, but that is what we're doing on Friday.
I mean, some people might like that. I don't know, but...
Well, I mean, I think it's the best we can do in the circumstances, right? And I think probably similar to you all, we just had to really modify our event tremendously, scaled it back, and making it more of just a thank you appreciation opportunity to kind of keep folks that have always engaged and support us coming back so that they'll return next year. We didn't want them to think that we were abandoning our annual event. So it's sort of a placeholder, so to speak, and very, very simple, very basic. We're not even selling raffle tickets. We have raffles, but we're just making it more of a courtesy raffle, just to kind of keep things moving and not stall out. And it's tough. It's not going to be the same, bells and whistles that we're used to, but I'm just so happy we're still going to be able to hold something.
I think
and connect and see some friendly faces. But I keep surveying everyone else's tournaments because we're all sort of doing this on our own and hoping we're doing it the right way, hoping it's even a good idea that we're doing it.
Well, Kirkbraid's got they do a great job over there. Mike Bradshaw and his team, they do a really good job at helping you understand how a tournament needs to work, because it is a different world for them this year. And one of the opportunities I had to play there earlier in the year, again, even the golf carts are separated by 6 feet. So when you start off, they tell you one driver to a golf cart. Don't share your driving unless you're in a family.
Unless you live in the same house.
That's right. If you live in the same house, you can do that.
Right.
If one person would like to walk more than the other, that is always encouraged. So it's. I really think they're very sensitive to, and that's all golf courses. I mean, Kirkbride is one I'm familiar with, but they really, I think you'll find, Melissa, that it's a good experience. I appreciate the fact that you're keeping it going so that people don't feel like there's a gap here. Everybody wants to feel a little normal, and playing in a golf tournament for a charity or an organization as good as yours is always a positive thing and makes people feel good. So. Kudos to you guys for pulling it off.
I'm happy I can do the day out of work, Tim. I mean, that was really my sole focus. Was to make
Melissa, believe it or not, it's still work for me. I'm playing with Gary.
Outside of the dinner afterwards, I mean, by its nature, golf is one of those things that it is socially distant, in that you just
especially the way I play.
Back way up.
Here comes Tim. Get out of the way.
On the left and the right, nobody's near me.
Any truth to the rumor when you go to these tournaments, Tim? You wear your shirt that says "A bad day of golf is better than a good day of work."
Office?
Yeah,
I actually have a shirt that it's a T-shirt. It's "Life is Good," and it's you know what the Life of Good character looks like, right?
Stick figure. Yeah.
It's a guy with golf clubs on the ground, and he's in a swamp. The bag's on the ground. He's in a swamp. Actually, it's not Life is Good. It's a place I saw in Key West, right across the street from the Life is Good store. It's Life is Crap. So
that is awesome.
It's got this guy in a swamp, and it says Life is Crap.
Oh, that's funny.
What a great idea.
All right, we're going to take our first break here in the Coffee and program. So, Melissa, time for a second message from the St. Antoine communities, please.
Okay, well, I had planned to talk about the golf tournament since we covered that already. I will switch gears over and just remind folks that we have at St. Antoine Community, we've reopened to admissions. I'll start with the Villa. The Villa, we only have a couple of apartments available. Inventory is really low. We've actually received a tremendous amount of referrals and calls with folks that are looking to make that move into assisted living. So we're excited about that. And then even for the residents, opening to admissions again in our Easy Street Rehab. I know that the hospitals are happy because a lot of their canceled or delayed emergency surgeries and non-emergency surgeries are all back on schedule again. And so we're offering, that opportunity for rehab post-surgery. And to plan ahead if you need to, just reach out to us. Give us a call at 767-3500. Billy McIntosh is the Director of Admissions for the resident. He'll be able to kind of walk you through the steps and what's involved. And I know a lot of folks have just, overall concerns with everything coronavirus related right now. So if we can kind of dispel any myths, rumors, and just make you feel more prepared and walk you through the steps, we're happy to do so. And then for the Villa, you could reach out to me. I'd be happy to walk you through the admission process, which looks a little different than our normal time period, but not too far off, and happy to get you in here into our building, join in the fun. And you can reach me at 767-2574.
Thanks, Melissa. More Coffee Ants coming your way. Please stay tuned. Riverfront Patio Dining awaits you at River Falls Restaurant. Enjoy your lunch or dinner as you overlook the Blackstone River. Here are some of the wonderful items on the menu: steak and peppers pizza, baked stuffed haddock, and choice filet mignon. Make your River Falls Restaurant reservations today by calling 401-235-9026. 235-9026, or go online to riverfallscomplex.com. You'll love the Riverfront Patio Dining at River Falls Restaurant, Market Square, Woonsocket. So you're remodeling your home, and you want to find just the right flooring. So off you go to DRL Carpet. Why? Because they have the best selection and prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. That means you don't have to wait. Plus, it means you can get it installed now. So first you get the best price, next you get the best service, and you get the best selection. Whether you're looking for carpet, tile, hardwood floors, the place to shop is DRL Carpet, 27 Veterans Way, Woonsocket, next to World War II Veterans Memorial Park. DRL Carpet reminds you there's a big difference between getting the job done and getting the job done right. DRL Carpet of Woonsocket. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio.
All right, Coffee In here on ON Radio. This is Joe Callahan here with Tim Draper and Paul Ouellette and Melissa Smith. And we were just commiserating Melissa during the break there that it's too bad John Ward can't be here because he's running for city council, because we were all going to beat up on him. You know why?
Why?
He was wrong. John, you were wrong.
That's right.
John was thought for sure that Joe Biden would pick that woman Gretchen something.
I can't think of her name.
Something Meyer from Michigan as the running mate. And
yep.
And
you're right.
I'm patting myself on the back. I said, no, way back I thought he was going to pick Kamala. I keep pronouncing her name wrong.
Your email's about to blow up.
I know.
With John sending thousands of emails to you.
Well, in John's defense, that's the first time he's ever been wrong. So
that's it. Excellent point, Paul.
Wow.
All right. Before we get into more of that, Paul, it's time for a first message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, God, I have to compose myself here. Yeah, we have things going on, and we were talking earlier about a golf tournament being held at Kirkbrae. Kirkbrae Country Club has been a long-time member of the Chamber of Commerce and been a great supporter. And we do have a couple events going on there. On the 25th, we have our Bold and Business Women's Luncheon. And it's called that, but it's the Women's Business Council that Liz Catucci, the I guess we can say new president because she's coming up on her first anniversary.
You're still new.
Which will be September. So Liz committed to starting this Women's Business Council, and we've had about 3 events now. I think this will be the 3rd or 4th. And it's going to be a luncheon. It's not just for women. Men are welcome to attend as well. And it's going to be a panel discussion about women in business. And Sandra Cano, who is not only a state senator, she's also
AVP
the assistant vice president of community development at Navigant Credit Union. And she's going to be one of the panelists, as well as Betty Robson from JF Moran. She's the president and principal over there. And a new addition is going to be Dale Venturini, president of the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. That's an industry that has really taken a hit and has worked very hard with their members in the hospitality industry. Includes hotels, restaurants, and they've had to literally reinvent themselves. So it's going to be an interesting discussion. Anybody who is interested in attending that can register online and give us a call. The cost to attend for chamber members is $50 if you attend in person. Now, Kirkbrae is limited to 50 people following the COVID guidelines. So the first 50 people can attend in person. If you want to attend virtually, it's $25 to attend by Zoom. So that's one of the things we have coming up. And I've spoken long enough, and I'll tell you about something else the next segment.
All right, Paul. Thank you very much. All right, so unfortunately, it's a bad set of circumstances, or it's just bad timing that Joe Biden picks Harris to be his running mate when this retired professional wrestler who used the exact same name as hers, and his real name is James Harris, but there's no relation.
Yeah,
but. I mean, the jokes are just, they're writing themselves. I mean, the people on late night TV
a lot of Republicans
are falling over themselves, writing out these, professional wrestling Ugandan giant jokes to deal with. Although they say their names differently.
Yeah,
the wrestler was Kamala, and the running mate is Kamala.
Yeah,
Kamala.
It's where you put the emphasis. And the way I saw it yesterday,
on the which syllable?
Yeah, that's right. And the easiest way to remember it for the running mate is you pronounce the first 2 syllables of her name like comma, like the punctuation mark. So if you remember that and then put la at the end, you're saying her name correctly. So they're going to have their big happy, joy, raising hands together, we're going to win thing in Delaware today.
Yep.
In Joe Biden's home state. I'm sure they'll fly to California and do something out there as well. And so I've already saw the first tweet. It came out yesterday. I don't know if you guys follow James Woods, the actor, on Twitter, who basically said, all right, this is what's going to happen. If Joe Biden wins, around June of next year, of 2021, he's going to, quote, step down for the goodness for the goodness of his own health at the time. So basically, you're either voting for Trump or you're voting for Harris. So who do you want?
Yeah, well,
that's his take.
That's his take on it. Yeah,
so, I'm actually think it's a very smart move. By Joe Biden.
For Joe Biden?
Picking her.
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Probably. He doesn't need California, though. It's not like he has to
No, he's not
bring
going
that
by the
state in.
No.
So they must be looking at some other calculation.
She's young. She's 55. So that's young, and because considering he's what 78 and Trump's like 78, so that age thing is big there, and a woman of color and a woman, and so that's
she's she's an eloquent speaker. So I mean, she's certainly going to be able to make an argument. She was an attorney general, right? That's what she was in California. So.
Yes,
and they've had a good relationship in the Senate. So.
We're not so great on the debate stage, but they
she
went
kind
after
of eviscerated him a few times.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that sometimes she's been a little all over the place, but I'm sure she'll get coached and they'll kind of reel her in a bit.
What do you think, Melissa? Good call here.
I have to say I'm okay with it. I won't say that I necessarily supported the decision, but I'm still okay with it. Happy to see a female on the ticket. Knew that was going to happen. I was kind of leaning a little more towards Susan Rice, but for whatever reason, this is the direction he went. So I'm going to roll with it.
Okay.
Anyone who could be, articulate in front of an audience and in front of a microphone that's being publicized on TV, I feel like is a strong candidate compared to what we're dealing with right now. But. So we'll see. We'll see how the next couple months go and how the election turns out.
I have to say that Rice was being interviewed this morning and on the major networks, and she was very eloquent, and you have to think she's going to have a role in the cabinet position, I would think.
Yeah.
I hope so, too. Yeah.
That's if he wins.
Yeah, well.
Well, yes.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No.
Let's not put the cart before the horse, right?
I know.
I can only imagine what Dave would be saying right now, but or even Joe, yes.
Well, and another thing I saw last night, and someone says they're really looking forward to the vice presidential debate between Harris and Pence, because this person that tweeted out thought
she'll eat
Pence...
him up?
No, yes. That Harris is going to eat him up.
Yeah, Pence is I think is going to look a little like a Dan Quayle.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Deer in the headlights.
I think so. Against Kamala? Yes.
Kamala,
I think so.
Yes. You got to slow down and say it.
Almost like Camelot.
I know.
You say. Now, the only thing I did read last night, trying to read up on her, she is for Medicare for all, but she hasn't really decided, when people say that, do we get rid of private health care? And she doesn't say yes or no on that. She kind of.
Oh, believe me, I think there's going to be a lot of red meat over there for the Republicans to chew on. I think with her, I think she's got some baggage she brings to the table, but I guess they feel like it's not damaging enough to hurt Biden. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But it'll be interesting to see what skeletons they drag out of her closet and wave in front of the American people. But we'll see.
Well, there's already one that's come out. It's kind of salacious, and I don't want to talk about it. But
you know what? Trump is a salacious character.
I know.
In himself, I think we've proven that means nothing.
I've already seen bad campaigning, I guess you're going to put it that way, from the Trump side. He keeps calling Biden Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
And now hers is phony Kamala.
Yeah.
And it's already started on. Right from last night, sort of on some social media sites. Yeah. I'm like, it's starting already.
It's good. We're all going to be sick of it by the time November rolls over.
I'll be sick of it
tomorrow
in an hour and a half.
That's right. Well, the Democratic convention's next week, right?
Yeah, and none of them are really live, right? They're all virtual.
No, yeah.
Well, someo's going to be there in the hall, aren't they?
No, I think they're just. Actually, I don't know.
No,
I shouldn't say that.
They're not going to be there.
Nope.
And
he's accepting from Delaware, isn't he?
I think so. And now Trump is saying he's got to
accept from the White House.
Well, he said the White House or the Gettysburg field.
Really?
In Pennsylvania.
Too bad they still didn't have that tower there. He could have.
I don't know why he's picked there, but
we don't know why Donald does a lot of things he does.
Oh, true.
He doesn't know why he does.
He doesn't know why he does them either. He just throws it out there and see what happens.
So, if Biden does get elected, do you think it's another cabinet post for Liz Warren and possibly Gina Raimondo?
Gina, yes. No, maybe. I'm not a Elizabeth Warren fan, so I would hope not. But it's possible.
I think
because she was she wasn't on the short list, but I think she was on the list.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
So is Gina.
He would. I would think he would want to put her in charge of the economy somehow, some way, because I think she's the progressive sort of semi-socialist.
Not put Gina in charge of the
economy? I don't know what Gina would be in charge of. Everybody says that she's going, but I don't know. What would she do? What would be her thing? She's from Rhode Island, smallest state in the union. They've done a great job with COVID. I guess you could say that there's a...
Put in charge of health?
Health and Human Services, maybe. HUD?
It's not going to keep Ben Carson there. So.
No, not going to keep Ben Carson there. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
To see what would happen. Imagine what would be a Biden administration. I'm more worried about the economy in a Biden administration than I am anything else. And that could be just, the economy just could be heading in a certain direction, as they say, irregardless of who the president is because of COVID.
Yeah.
That just may be driving the ultimate result that we get here in the next couple of years, but. I don't know.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Well, we only got a few more weeks to go.
Yeah.
It's going to seem like an eternity.
Somebody just said just park 2020 in the background and move on. Let's go to 2021. Let's put the Christmas tree up now and call it a year.
Hey, talk about Christmas tree and holidays. I don't know if you guys have driven through Park Avenue the past couple of days. Park Square, the Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Sign is up.
The store's already up, yeah.
Yep.
It went up beginning of August.
I'm wondering what that holiday is going to be like this year.
There's talk of canceling it.
Yeah.
For the kids.
Canceling Halloween.
Kid safety, yeah.
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 Well, you can ring the doorbell and then step back like 6 feet.
Throw it in the
have
pumpkin.
Someone throw it at you.
Well, the problem is if they've touched it and they throw it at you, now do you have to disinfect all the candy that you've got now? And in addition to inspecting it for razor blades and all that other stuff you're supposed to do when you were a kid, remember that? Get an apple and check it for razor blades.
Cut it up.
How many people got razor blades and an apple?
I never did.
I didn't either. How many people got an apple?
I never got apples.
But I do remember they were full-size candy bars.
That's right. Those are the good old days.
Yeah, the fun size. They're not fun.
Rhode Island.
No, but I mean, how could you do it safely? I guess in the past few years, and you've probably been involved with scouts and everything, right? Where they did the trunk.
Yeah, the trunk or treats they call
trunk
them.
or treat. Yeah.
I think church did it too. Actually,
I think that's if they're handling them with gloves and everything, I don't know.
I've seen people when I've taken my kids out trick or treating. A couple of families would get together in one driveway. They'd build a fire. The parents would drink, and the candy be over there. Kids, just go pick out whatever you want. You're on your own.
That might have to.
All right. That's got some merit. All right, Paul, time for a second message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Well, thank you. I spoke about Kirkbride earlier in the Bolden Business Women's Luncheon. We're also holding our annual golf tournament there. A lot to talk about golf today. So happy to report, as of last night, we sold our last foursome. There may be one single golfer left, but I'd have to verify that once I get back to the office. So we're really excited about that, and I think you mentioned earlier, Tim, I think people just want to get out and enjoy themselves. So, but there are still sponsorship opportunities for that. It's still a little more than a month away. It's being held on September 15th, so if you're interested in sponsoring, you can give us a call. And the other thing I want to mention is that, business is starting to come alive. You're looking around. I have a restaurant in my hometown who sort of did a reinvention in that they were a breakfast lunch place, and now they've started a seafood a chowder shack at night, and it's been very well received. And reading their story, it's something that they've always wanted to do something more, and COVID gave them an opportunity. So a lot of businesses are reinventing themselves, but I think it's a good time to get the message out there that you are open for business. The Chamber can help you with that. We've been very resourceful in providing all the information that businesses need, whether it be grants, loans, or what have you. So the Chamber, we haven't rolled over and gone to sleep. I mean, we've been full force ever since the pandemic broke and before that, actually. So if you're interested in promoting your business and learning about what we have to offer, you can visit our website at nrichamber.com, or you can call us at 334-1000, and any one of the staff is very capable about answering your questions and guiding you in the right direction.
All right, Paul, thanks. And more Coffee Ends coming up. And we're going to give you the weather forecast right now, being sponsored by Staples Stores. Today, it's supposed to be a mostly cloudy day with a chance of showers this afternoon. High will be near 91, although the sun is out right now. Tonight, partly cloudy, low temperature around 67. Slight chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms this evening. Thursday, mostly sunny, high near 86. Thursday night, mostly cloudy, low around 68. Friday, mostly sunny, high near 86. Saturday, mostly sunny, high near 81. And currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies and 82 degrees. School goes on. Staples has everything to start the year right, no matter where school happens, and all at amazing prices. School on, save on at Staples.
I'm here with Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency in North Smithfield. Celeste, tell me about the Benjamin Agency.
Most of our business is providing home and auto insurance. However, we feel the most important thing is to insure people. Everyone insures their home, their autos, which are really just objects. I don't know if you know this, Dave, but only 57% of Americans even have life insurance. You may get into an accident, you may have a claim on your home, but life insurance is a guaranteed payout for your family. We are here to keep your family going. Our family serving your family.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Local businesses are the key to success in our community. That's why Leo at Switzer Automotive of Woonsocket is a growing business, and Leo and his staff have been giving their expert mechanical services for many years. Switzer knows how important car maintenance is, and their quality service is always guaranteed. Trust the experts at Switzer. Remember, they provide complete foreign and domestic car and truck repairs. Client confidence is their most valuable product. Switzer Automotive, 309 Olo Street, Woonsocket. We salute you for your continuing success in our community.
Hi, this is Casey Kasem. We've been counting down the hits together since the days of cool shades, hot pants, and tie-dye shirts. I hope you can join me this weekend when I recount the hits from 40 to number 1, just the way I did back then. It's American Top 40 the 70s right here.
Join Casey counting them down this Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. right here on ON AM and FM, sponsored by Paul Vanas and Associates Real Estate in Lincoln.
It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Joe Callahan here with Paul Willett and Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And Tim, time for our first message from Navigant Credit Union.
All right, Joe, we'll make it quick. It's mortgage season. It's home buying season, and we didn't really have much of a spring home buying season because everybody was still really nervous about the whole COVID pandemic. But I'll tell you what, summer season has heated up.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And there's a lot of activity in our pipeline in terms of mortgages. So if you're thinking about buying a house, or you're looking at a house and you need to scoop it up quick, don't hesitate to call one of our mortgage originators at 233-4700. Ask for one of the mortgage team members, so that you can get the process started. Best way to start is to get a pre-approval letter. Let us do a little bit of background work on what you're qualified to borrow. That way you know when you go out to the market what you can afford, and then you can make smart decisions when you're putting bids in on houses. So even though the pipeline's busy, we still try to get to everybody in a timely manner. The team's working really hard. I know that for a fact. But if you call 233-4700 or go online to navigantcu.org, go over to our little hamburger menu in the upper left-hand corner of the website, drop down lending, mortgages. You can actually start the process right online, and it won't take you but a few minutes to do that. So, again, navigantcu.org, or give us a call, 233-4700, for all your mortgage lending needs.
All right there, Tim. Now, Melissa.
Uh-oh.
This probably does not...
Something's going down.
This probably doesn't surprise...
You asked me any questions. Can I just say something real quick?
Sure.
During the commercial break, which I don't normally hear when I'm in studio, but because I'm, doing this remote, I get to listen to all the ad spots. You just threw me back to my childhood. So you're doing a Casey Kasem, some kind of 1 p.m. thing on Saturday. They're doing all the throwback hits from the 40s, 70s?
Some organization out in California, you said, well, just because Casey's dead doesn't mean we can't have a good time. So they put together all his old shows, and so we air a Casey Kasem countdown from the 1970s on Saturday and from the 1980s on Sunday. Or the other way around. I keep forgetting.
Like he stills, I felt like I was a teenager in my bedroom again. I just was listening to his voice, and that ad spot was awesome.
Yeah,
so I will be listening this weekend.
All right. We love our Casey countdown.
Go ahead. Hit me with your question.
But this cannot surprise you. The start of school has been pushed back 2 weeks.
Yep.
In Rhode Island. So teachers now report on September 9th. First day for students will now be September 14th instead of August 31st. Did this throw you for a loop or not?
No, not at all. We've talked about this the last few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm still in the category of even doubting we'll ever head back. And the survey process that every town, our town included, has been going through over the last 4 weeks. Will you opt out? Will you do the hybrid model? Will you do the virtual only? This has been going on for several weeks. I never anticipated we'd even reopen. I definitely expected at the very least a 2-week delay to follow Massachusetts' announcement. So none of this is a surprise to us at all. And even with sports, the writing was on the wall. So they announced a 2-week delay for the sports season for our kids. I want to say that was probably almost a month ago now. So I thought it was kind of ironic and funny that sports was delaying by 2 weeks, but the schools hadn't followed suit, or that it wasn't the other way around. Schools were announcing before the sports. So anyways, none of this is shocking, and we're just learning to live with this. And our kids have very, very low expectations. That's kind of, how we've been handling it in our house, that they'll even head back. So we shall see what happens.
Okay, Tim?
The first thing is I think people are going to really, if I'm not mistaken, they pushed back the start of school 2 weeks, but they pushed back the end date now till the end of June. Versus Massachusetts, which just took the 2 weeks and lopped it off the front of the calendar.
They did in Massachusetts, being from Mass, they said, okay, the 180-day school year is now 170.
Yeah. I'm wondering how much pushback you're going to see from people going, wait a minute, how come we can't do that?
Yeah.
Versus we're going to force us back into the summer when it gets hot and there's no air conditioning and all that other stuff that we have to deal with. And secondly, why can't college sports handle things the way high school sports can handle it? If we can have a high school sports season, why can't we have any college sports season?
Well, they haven't really said on the high school sports yet.
Okay.
They've delayed their announcement. What's that, Melissa?
I said I can answer that.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Dorms and where they're living. It has more to do with the congregate setting and them exposing anything they might contract on the field back into the dormitory or the cafeteria setting.
Yeah.
I've shared with this group often. My husband's an athletic director, and this is a really whirlwind of the last 6 months for him included, just with the spring sports being canceled and everybody being rerouted home, and now opening up the fall seasons is just not happening. They're actually already talking about winter seasons being delayed, and he was on a call last night with his hockey program, and just it was sad listening to the kids be disappointed, but they are integrated on a campus, so it's not just about their sports season, it's where they go back to sleep at night and where they eat on campus, and the colleges have to think about the overall student body, not just the student athletes, and if they play favorites, it's going to cause bigger issues than what we're worried about.
Probably more of a party atmosphere too. I mean, with tailgating and
probably. But I mean, if and here now I'm speaking of this very naively and very this is just a simplified look at this. But why couldn't you just take a dorm or a section of a dorm and, like they did at the NHL and the NBA, create a bubble and say you guys all live together, play together, you go to class together. If it's remote learning, they're going to learn together, but they're going to do it in a sort of isolated location, then let them play their sport. And
so I will say they've tried that, and even I will share my boss's daughter. She plays for Wake Forest basketball, and she headed back I think a month ago now. So she's already been in that sort of bubble that you're describing, and they've still had obstacles. I mean, you're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-old kids and trying to, put them into a bubble and asking them to abide by the rules. And it's fine for the first few weeks, but then they start to get itchy. And they want to go out and get coffee, and they want to run out to the mall. And trying to restrict that for listening to her stories anyways for the first few weeks was fine, but now they're already starting to get like a little bit itchy, and the season hasn't even begun. This is just preseason for them. But I know
the two players from the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah,
and these are
right,
adults.
And you're talking about also a lot of the schools are adopting a one student per dorm room, so they're already spreading out students, trying not to have two congregate living together in one room or more. So you're spreading that population out. You're using hotels. You're contracting with hotels to spread the population as far as you can. In our state, URI is telling freshmen, anybody living in the state of Rhode Island is not allowed to live on campus.
I know.
Which is so sad, but you think about it, they're already trying to strategize ways to spread out people out of the dorms. To prioritize student athletes and put them in a bubble in one dorm would not be acceptable to the rest of the students that are paying in tuition and making an exception to the rule for those that are scholarship-based.
It's the problem with this disease is it's artificially forcing people to not behave like humans. They're forcing us to stay in these little isolation bubbles.
Stay in your cube.
And it makes it to me, human nature is you want to be free, right? So if that's what's going to, kids are just an example of what happens when you force people into this environment where everybody is now hunkered down and in a cave or in a pod or whatever you want to call it, and they can't get out and they can't do anything. And you wonder what's worse here, the disease itself, or the virus, or what it's going to do to us as humanity.
Yeah,
because we've been isolated for this period of time.
Yeah, think about small children who, I don't want to give grandma a hug; she might die.
Yeah,
or something. I mean, how long is it going to take to get that out of their heads?
Yep, I don't know.
Back to the school year for just a minute. The school year is going to be shortened by 3 days in Rhode Island.
Amen.
So instead of 180, it goes to 177.
Well, I know that some school districts had thrown out the spring vacation. I think it was. Yeah, but I mean, maybe statewide they should be taking a look at that. There's 5 days right there.
But the teachers still have to go 180, and so now the last day of school in Rhode Island will be June 25th.
It's still pretty long.
It is long. All right, Tim, time for a second message from Navigant Credit Union. Then we'll take our final break here on the Coffee and program.
Joe, you're going to start to see some new branding from the credit union here, where we're focusing a little bit on a new message, and it's all about ownership. And you're going to see our customers are our owners and our owners are our customers, and we're going to use those terms interchangeably. For those of you who are familiar with credit unions are actually owned by the membership, owned by the people that do business with us. And so you inherently have a stake in the organization. And in our case, our organization is very much focused on its members, its employees, and its communities. So if you do business with the credit union, you can be confident in the fact that the credit union is going to take your money in a very responsible way and give it to folks who need it, who will be paying it back, allowing us to have interest to pay to people who are giving us the money in the first place. But the way that we've managed and structured the businesses, we're also able to take that money and leverage it in the communities where you live and work and play. So, we take that money, and then every year we try to donate it back as best as we can. As an example, we donate to somewhere around 600 different organizations. Over the course of the last 3 years, we've put $3.5 million back into all the communities where we live, work, and play, and some of that is with our charitable foundation. Some of it is just straight donations that we do from the credit union standpoint. But the message of ownership, our customers are our owners are our customers. Dave actually has a commercial that he runs here that talks about when you own the whole place. Mm-hmm. And, he might have been on the cutting edge when it came to that branding, because we do think that there's an important message there. And that message really is that you have a stake in the business that you are doing business with. And it's not just about you buying a product from us and we're enriching ourselves from it. It's about you taking a service or buying a service from us, and then we're leveraging that back into the communities, back giving you lower fees and competitive interest rates and all those other things that are important. So when you start to hear those messages, understand that it's really all about having a stake in like Dave said, in a stake in the place, the whole place. So that's really the only message for this particular segment, and I appreciate the time.
All right, Tim, thanks. More Coffee Ann's coming up, and we're going to talk Halloween when we come back, because we brought it up a little earlier.
When you visit the Menard Lockachar Funeral Home's website, you'll find a wealth of important information, including frequently asked questions about the various options of pre-planning funeral etiquette, visitation, personal help to help the family, and many others. Remember, pre-planning is safe and helpful to family members who may be overwhelmed with details and responsibilities. It also assures that the deceased's final wishes are met. Their website will also feature several photos of their two beautiful and classic funeral homes at 127 Carrington Avenue, Woonsocket, and 71 Central Street, Manville. You'll be treated with courtesy and understanding. Their main phone number is 762-1825. Menard Lockachar Funeral Homes. Is your business struggling to be found on Google? Are you still trying to figure out how Facebook works? Are you wasting your money on social media? Do you just need more customers? If you do, then contact the local digital marketing team at Breeze Digital Media in Lincoln. Breeze Digital Media has programs that are approved by Google and Facebook and are designed to grow your business. Packages start at only $199 a month and include easy monthly reporting, so you know where your investment is going. Contact Breeze Digital Media for a free marketing analysis of your business today. Call 401-334-9555, extension 154, anytime, or visit breezedigitalmedia.com/offer.
Hi, it's Huge Groove, and I'm Dave Koz, and coming up this weekend on the Dave Koz Radio Show, Huge Groove will be here in our studios. He's always a great guest, so you'll want to check it out. And new music from his new album as well to share. Remember to visit DaveKoz.com for more information and listen in this weekend for Huge Groove and yours truly on the Dave Koz Radio Show.
Hi, fans of smooth jazz. The Dave Koz Radio Show can only be heard on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, twice every Sunday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., and again 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Dave Koz Radio Show is brought to you by the Carew Investment Group. It's the Dave Koz Radio Show every Sunday right here on
ON, AM, and FM.
Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Joe Callahan here with Tim Draper, Paul Ouellette, and Melissa Smith. And we talked about the Spirit of Halloween stores have opened up already. Well, Halloween's coming early this year as the candy companies have rolled out their candy displays earlier than normal. Usually they would wait till Labor Day.
Oh, it's like creepy Christmas.
Hershey's global chief of sales says they hope setting up displays earlier might lead to increased sales. All right. Due to COVID-19, the company isn't using as many Halloween-themed wrappings because they're not sure how popular trick-or-treating will be, and many families might just have small gatherings. Hershey says most of its seasonal candy will be in regular wrappings. I don't know what the difference is, but you don't get them
the wrapping
bats or
little bats and ghosts and things. Yeah, exactly.
Witches on them.
Yep, and purple.
It's just the regular
orange.
ones.
Yes,
just buy them. So, and that's why you might be seeing the Halloween candy is out early this year. So, stock up, Melissa. Okay.
It's never a bad time to have candy out.
No, that's right. That's right.
So
Gets you through the day.
Remember Blockbuster?
Oh, I do.
Yes.
The last Blockbuster video store is living on. It's in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah. Really?
Yep. The former movie rental store is now listed as an Airbnb.
Huh.
Can you rent movies still?
Yes, you can. Well, you rent the room, you rent the store,
and you get the
movies.
Okay.
All right. The accommodation is equipped with the living room, big screen television from the 1990s. I don't know why that's important. A VCR.
Well, it's probably the projector.
Yeah, it's probably one of the big projector TVs from the back.
VCR, not a DVD, and of course a wide number of movies to choose from.
Oh, it's a nostalgic thing. That's what it is. It's like a vinyl record store.
I guess. Manager Sandy Harding told the news outlet it costs $4 a night. $4 a night.
Holy cow.
Which is only a penny more than what you would spend for a new release.
Interesting.
Maybe you're sleeping on the couch.
Maybe.
In the living room.
If it's a store, you're probably
if you got all those movies, you probably wouldn't sleep.
You stay up watching movies all night.
Many movies as you can in one night.
Is that how much Blockbuster cost? I was never a Blockbuster
I don't remember.
Person. So $4 a night?
Yeah, it might be. $3.99?
No, $4.
No, $3.99, Joe.
That was their big deal. Oh, okay.
See, when I talk to my wife and I'm like, "Hey, honey, it's $3," she's like, "It's $3.99. It's $4." I'm like, "No, it's $3."
Well, you say that when hey, look at the gas.
I know. I know.
You don't say
So
$2.
I've never
No,
understood
$1.99.
$1.99.
199.9.
Yeah, it's not $2.
Not yet, anyway.
No, this is kind of it's a humorous story and a sad story at the same time. It's funny because it happened so far away, but it
happened to somebody else.
So far, and it happened to somebody else, and you just wonder how in the world this could happen. But an 84-year-old Chinese woman will serve 10 years in prison for the fatal beating of her husband. She is 84. How does she have the strength?
What'd she beat him with?
Authorities say the couple from East China began arguing about what do you think they would argue about?
Halloween candy?
No, not Halloween candy. Dinner not being made.
Oh, well.
That's a good reason to get to
84, how old was he?
He's 80, and he wanted dinner, and it wasn't ready. Well, that led to the actual fist fight. And the woman used a wooden stick in her feet.
In her feet.
To hit the 80-year-old man, kept going till he died. He probably had a heart attack.
You know what? She probably just had enough.
Yeah.
So she turned herself in to the police. Ooh, I've done a bad thing.
Oops.
And so she only got a decade because she's 84.
Wow.
And she turned herself in. She surrendered to the police, so they went lenient on her for killing her 80-year-old husband.
Wow.
That's why it's sad and it's humorous at the same time.
It is. You wonder what kind of pressure she was under after 80-something years.
It makes you wonder how long they were actually married.
Well, that's true.
They probably have been married like
so he was 80, she was
years.
84, so she was older than he was.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
She was a cougar.
That's what she
Good
was.
news is she won't have to cook anymore, at least for the next 10 years.
3 square meals a day.
That's right. So,
although I'm not sure what Chinese prison's like, but
that's not crazy, huh?
It's a little bizarre. In the world of what do you know?
He probably just said, I just wanted to teach him a lesson. I didn't want to kill him.
Well, starting off with a wooden spoon was one thing. It was then she started kicking him
when he fell down.
That's right.
Do you did you? I don't know if you have any more funny stuff to read, but I thought it was kind of comical that, of course, Russia has now come out with a vaccine. They say. Did you hear the name of the vaccine?
Yeah,
Sputnik V.
Sputnik V.
No, V.
V. Okay.
For virus.
Okay. I thought it was just Sputnik.
Because they beat the Americans, and that was what it was all about.
Sputnik beat us to space. So okay. Now he says he's given it to his daughter, and
she had some symptoms.
Yeah.
After she took it, we'll see. Has he taken it yet, though?
I just thought that
he doesn't. He doesn't have it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, from what I hear, that phase of the vaccine is in phase. It would be in phase 1 if it was here in the United States.
We're already into phase 3.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Is it any good?
I don't know.
Does it work? I don't know.
I'm encouraged that I think that they'll have something before the end of the year. I can't believe how fast everybody is working at developing some sort of a vaccine for this, and even that or a Tamiflu or some sort of therapy that if you get it, you're not going to die. That's really that's the big thing, that anybody of any age, if they get it, isn't going to pass away from it. It's just it'll be some sort of an illness. Mm-hmm. And I think that would psychologically give people that, okay, we're going to be all right.
You want to hear the good conspiracy theory?
Let's lay it on us, Joe.
We'll have the virus on November 4th.
Oh, it'll be fixed by then.
Right,
correct?
Yes, right after the election.
Yeah,
here it is.
Oh, yeah, we got the cure.
Oh, we got it right now.
Joe's going to announce it.
We're all set to go. Joe's going to announce it.
Yep. It's like Ronald Reagan on 1981 when he said the hostages are coming home.
That's right.
It's a shame that it would be a political thing.
Yeah. It would be. You're absolutely right. All right, we've come to the end of the program, so we thank you for listening. As always, Melissa Smith, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, have a great day.
See you Monday.
Bye, Melissa.
All right.